Walter Hill is what I like to call the tough guy director. He directs manly mad movies with tough guys. Movies for guys who like movies, and I love him because of that. And I own a number of his films, and I don't own nearly enough. Um, the first film he ever made, and the oldest film I own of his, is Hard Times with Charles Bronson and James Coburn. And what a fantastic film! Great debut for Walter Hill. Right away, he proved he was making movies for tough guys with Charles Bronson. This one has more drama in it than most of Walter Hill's films later on, but still a fantastic film. Bronson is a street brawler during the Great Depression. Great film of that. Then I have The Warriors. And this is probably his biggest cult film. This has a massive cult following, and recently had a video game based upon it. And just another, it can be a little cheesy, but you know what? A great, really highly enjoyable movie, and one of my favorites from him. Please do yourself a favor, stay away from the quote-unquote director's cut. They completely re-edited the film, added comic book style crap to it, and it completely ruins the film. If you can get your hands on it, get the original DVD release, the unaltered version. Then we have another really popular Walter Hill film. We have 48 Hours. Eddie Murphy's debut, because he has a little more comical overtones, but really a tough, violent, tough guy film. Highly enjoyable, great film of his career, one of his highlights. And then I have the 1984 film Streets of Fire, and one of Walter Hill's most underrated films, in my opinion. It was a box office bomb. It's kind of a bizarre film because the opening credits say, takes place in another time, another place. And it really is. It's like a futuristic film, but some of the clothing and the music and the cars are old cars from like the 50s, but excuse me, and the music is like 80s music, so it really is a bizarre like alternate universe. And the music soundtrack is great action. Willem Dafoe is the villain. The weak part of this is Michael Pare is the hero. He's just not that good of an actor, but still, overall, a really good movie. Highly recommend it, and in my opinion, I would even say it's Walter Hill's most underrated film of his career. Then I have Extreme Prejudice. Just recently picked this up. I never saw it before buying it. I was really shocked by how much I liked this. Nick Nolte reteaming with him after 48 Hours. He's a Texas Ranger who was childhood best friends with a drug lord that lives in Mexico, and they both have love. It's a love triangle over the same woman. This is like a modern western. It was great, highly stylistic, highly violent. Another underrated Walter Hill film that nobody talks about. This film has a fantastic cast. Oh my God, you got Michael Ironside, William Forsythe, Clancy Brown, Nick Nolte, Powers Booth reteaming with director Walter Hill after Southern Comfort. Speaking of Southern Comfort, that is a film I don't own on DVD, and I'm kicking myself for it because that is another fantastic film that is out of print. I missed my chance to pick it up on DVD, and now it sells for ridiculous prices. So if anyone is willing to sell me that DVD, let me know. I'm really looking forward to owning Southern Comfort on DVD. And we have a more mediocre film here. It's Schwarzenegger and Jim Belushi. Schwarzenegger's a Russian teaming up with Jim Belushi, an American. They're both cops tracking down a terrorist killer Russian who's fled to the United States. It's Lethal Weapon kickstarted the buddy cop movie trend, and this is it's a knockoff of those. And there's some good action scenes, but for a Walter Hill film, this is definitely below par for him, but still watchable. I still enjoyed it. Then I have Johnny Handsome with Mickey Rourke, He's a deformed guy. He used to work for this gang, and he gets plastic surgery to infiltrate him and get revenge. To be honest, I don't remember a whole lot of this. It just, to me, it wasn't that memorable. I'll have to rewatch it. I'm sure I will like it more the more I watch it, but I've only seen it once. Um, for my collection's one of the weaker Walter Hill films I own, but I can't judge it too harshly right now. I've only seen it once. I think I will like this movie better the more I see it. Then we got the really disappointing 1990 sequel, Another 48 Hours. Yeah, it's entertaining enough, but the magic's definitely gone. Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy still have some chemistry between them, but there's some really bizarre continuity errors to the first one, like Brian James's character. Like Eddie Murphy worked with Brian James's character in the first film, but this one he finally recognizes Brian James as being the dirty cop. It's like, what? Wouldn't you recognize that in the first film? But overall, a disappointing sequel to the original classic. And then I have Trespass. I really enjoy this movie. Bill Paxton and William Sandler, who previously worked with Walter Hill on a episode of Tales from the Crypt. There are firefighters that get a map to some treasure in a really bad, seedy part of St. Louis, and they go to get it, and they end up being in the middle of a gang war, and they're trapped in this building, and it's got some good suspense, great action, really awesome tough guy movie. I really enjoyed that one. Then I got Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis, which is another remake of Yojimbo, Fistful of Dollars. Takes place in the 30s gangsters. Bruce Willis goes into this remote town and starts playing two, basically mafia gangs against each other. Entertaining enough. Not a great movie by any means, but for a Walter Hill film, it's very tough guy. I did enjoy it. Oh, and here we come. This is a this is a real turd in the Walter Hill collection. This is so freaking bad that he even had his name removed from the film. It's just a messy space movie. I like science fiction a lot, and this has a concept. I don't know why Walter Hill was so drawn to this film. He went over budget and demanded MGM give him more money, and they refused, so he quit the film and got his name replaced. So this is a really black mark on his record. So, what did he use? He used Thomas Lee as the pseudonym on it. So, yeah, that's definitely, I wouldn't even really consider that a Walter Hill film. But there you go. That is my Walter Hill collection. Probably one of the toughest directors you will ever come across, making awesome tough guy movies, and I enjoy his movies for that. And again, if anyone is willing to sell me their DVD of Southern Comfort, let me know and give me a price, and I will definitely buy it from you. Okay.